How do you respond to how are you? That's not going to be a boring, generic robot response, such as fine, thanks, and you, boring. So today we're talking about how to answer how are you in the best possible way. What's up, Explearners? MD here of myexplearning.com, helping you upgrade your life through better communication skills. So today we're looking at another way of responding to how are you so that you can be memorable, specific, and authentic. So how do you do that? Well, instead of giving the canned response, such as, fine, thanks, how are you? I'm good, how are you? You know, you've probably heard those generic responses before. I'm encouraging you to be a little bit more authentic, a little bit more you, and a little bit more fun, because that way you really are putting your best foot forward in any type of relationship, friendship, business partnership, and you're showing the person with whom you're interacting that you are being your 100% true self. And that will allow the person to open up to you as well, because everyone appreciates authenticity. So let's look at 3 different scenarios at school, at work, and with close friends of how you can alter your response to how are you. The first thing you need to do when somebody asks you, how are you, is to pause and think, because that way you can assess how you really feel instead of just blurting out the canned response of fine, thanks, and you, I'm okay, and you, right? So first step is to pause and think. And then I want you to think about being authentic, think about being memorable, and thinking about being specific. So with authentic, what is it that you actually want to convey? What do you want to tell the person with whom you are interacting? Do you want to tell them about how you feel in this given moment? Do you want to tell them about how your work week is going? How a project is coming along nicely? Something that reflects your authenticity, something that you are experiencing at the moment. Then for specific, I want you to think of the actual scene that you're in. Are you in a cafe? Are you at school? Are you in a conference? Where are you? So think about the specificity of the place or the specificity of that interaction. For example, are you talking with your boss? Maybe you want to refer to a project that's really coming along nicely. Or maybe you're in class and you want to refer to that specific test or that specific class or that specific professor. So the specificity can also be the actual setting or the interaction. Setting, scene or setting, participants, the person with whom you're interacting, or the event, the speech act itself. So I will leave that to you in terms of how you want to be specific. So far we have A for authentic. How do you show your authenticity? We have S for specific, and then we have M for memorable. So a canned response is not memorable. That's why I highly encourage you to choose something else that is memorable. So what is memorable? Well, this could be anything from adding some humor. Maybe you have a great joke. Maybe you have a funny line. Maybe you have an inside joke. Whatever it is that might stick in that person's head, and they'll come and think about this interaction with you later on in the day, and it'll put a smile on their face. With memorable, you can also think of it as a totally different way of answering the question, how are you? Something that is so unique and so different. Usually that is what we remember, right? So you can have fun with this one. Like I said, it can be a joke. It can be lyrics to a song. It can be a pop culture reference. Anything you want, just make sure that it's not an automated response. Because again, automated and canned responses are not memorable. And the other thing about being memorable is that you will stay on their mind. You'll be top of mind. And this is always a nice thing when people think of you and they'll have a favorable impression of you and they'll really see you as somebody who is being their true selves and being authentic. So let's look at this in action with 3 different social settings. The first one we're looking at is in a corporate environment. So at work, let's say. So if somebody asks, how are you? You know something, now that we've just closed this deal, I'm feeling pretty fantastic. What about you? So you'll notice here that we've referred to something work related, closing that deal. I'm feeling fantastic. So it could be as simple as that, but it's more memorable than just saying, fine, thanks, and you. What about at school? How are you? I'm doing okay. Exams are taking a lot out of me, but I'm so happy this is the last one. What about you? Do you have a lot of exams left, or are you more or less finished? So something like that, right? Instead of just, I'm okay, I'm fine. What about you? Now with close friends, you might respond to how are you with something even more specific from their life, something that you know, the intel you have on them. I'm even better now that I see your smiling face. How's your YouTube channel going? I watch everything you upload. So there you can be a little bit more specific to that person. What are they doing? The projects that they're currently working on, a situation that they're experiencing, an event that they went to, a vacation they've just returned from, something that where you can show that you are close to this person and you can outline a detail that they've shared with you or that you know about and surface it in your response to how are you. But that's really reserved for the close friend circle, the family, the inner circle, the close friends. Now in the other two how are you responses from work and school, it's a little bit more vague, but again, it's not an automated canned response that you normally hear people using. So with that, I encourage you to be memorable, specific, and authentic, because when you bring your true self to an interaction, people will be more inclined to bring their true selves to the interaction, and it'll be so much better to have discussions with these types of people later on. Replying to how are you in a memorable, authentic, and specific way allows you to connect with other people in a more meaningful and sincere way. So I really encourage you to use this method the next time somebody asks you, how are you? And you'll blow them away with your awesome response. All right, Explearners, that's a wrap on this video. Add this to your communication toolkit and remember, make it your own and try it out. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like, comment, and share. It really does help support the Explearning community and all of the hard work that goes into this channel that's made for you. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to join our tribe of Explearners. I will see you in my next video where we'll be talking about how to set boundaries at work so that you can have a more enjoyable work experience and be more productive and happier. Happy Explearning!